and this is my dad, Ken.
And this is
our caravan.
This content is sponsored by Outdoorsy. Through Outdoorsy, you can rent your camper van out to make extra cash, and you can rent a van to try van life before you commit.
So this is a 2016 Mercedes Sprinter that we purchased new as basically a bare carcass of a cargo van. The decision to build out our own van stemmed from the great misfortune of losing Kara's mom to cancer when she was only 20 months old. So this van was a way to refocus our lives on a positive future rather than the realities of significant loss. I believe this van single-handedly kept me from falling into a state of deep depression, and honestly, this van's one of the best things I've ever done. On the outside of the van, we installed an amp power step. This is great for getting myself in and out, but also for a kiddo. What we really like about it is it folds up under the van, so it's not decreasing the ground clearance. Starting with the Galley, I framed this out of 80/20 aluminum. It's an extruded aluminum that has slots in it and gives you the ability to just bolt everything up nice and square. I did this mostly because I have no carpentry experience, and this stuff is kind of like an erector set. You just bolt it together. It's easy to work with. It's lightweight when you take into account the fact that this cabinet has no back to it. It has no floor. The sides are just 1/4-inch plywood that helps keep the weight low. But the biggest reason I went with this is I've got my child traveling in the vehicle with me, and this is really strong. It's bolted through the sidewall of the van. It's bolted through the floor, through the factory tie down. So this should be really safe. We ordered this van new from the factory, so we had the ability to pick which option seat we wanted for the van. And one thing we were able to get is the factory Mercedes-Benz seat swivels. So both of these swivel around. The Mercedes seat swivels come with a lower seat base so that your feet aren't really high off the ground. And then in this compartment we have an S-Bar D2 diesel heater with a high altitude kit. Over the driver and passenger compartment we put an headliner shelf, and this is where we keep our window shades, pillows, two-way radios, toiletries, paper towels. This is like pretty much just one big junk drawer. Starting on this side of the Galley, we have an isotherm Cruise 130 refrigerator. This is a DC only, and excuse the mess, but this has worked out great for us. We usually try, especially with COVID, we've been trying to keep 2 weeks worth of food. So we basically run out of fresh produce before we run out of room in the refrigerator. This is a pull-out table, so if we pull it out this far, we use it as a cutting board, or if I release the face, we can pull some extensions out and it becomes a table. And then with both of these swivel chairs turned around, you can slide them forward, and then the rear seat will slide up to here so 4 people can have dinner or play cards. Our countertop is 1/2-inch birch plywood, and it's faced with just a 1/4-inch bamboo so that it looks like it's all bamboo. Topped in laminate. Put a little backsplash on the back because, you know, I've got a child, so that means a lot of stuff's going to be trying to roll off the back. We've got a faucet with a pull-out on it, a soap dispenser. I think that's a 15 by 13 sink, and then below the sink is where we store our hot water heater. We don't use it in this location. It gets used on the back of the van. Fire blanket, and then we have a 2 5-gallon for total 10-gallon water system. And this is really nice because we found we can fill it anywhere. If we can't find water, we can fill it at a grocery store. All the national parks and state parks have the bottle fillers, and we can use the bottle fillers to fill them. It's also our wine cabinet. It is also our dirty clothes cabinet. The overheads are covered in a 3/4-inch bamboo, and they're just coated in a semi-gloss polyurethane. And then we use these positive marine latches so that everything stays closed. We haven't had great luck with magnets. There is no way they're going to come open. They are a little pricey, but they're stainless steel and they're not going to break. They'll last as long as the van. The overheads are also framed out of this 80/20 aluminum. The floor of it is only 1/4-inch plywood, but it's inset into the slot of the 80/20, so it's really strong. You can't even get any deflection out of it. I didn't want to see all the electronics, so I hid them in this cabinet. So this is our remote for the 1,000-watt inverter that we have. And then this is the control panel for our lithium batteries. So it shows us the state of charge and everything that we need to know. To save space, we put all of our bowls and plates and cups up here. And we use paper plates to separate them because we're off-road a lot, and the clanging drives me insane. And then from here back, the rest is pretty much clothes, which we put in packing cubes. And for our cabinet hardware, we're using all Blum stuff. It's really high quality. We went with a CR Lawrence window. This allows us, it's got 2 vented and screened areas, so we can open just one of these. And we have the Max Air fan in the back of the van, so that allows us to draw cool air through the entire length of the van. And we're also using the Quest Overland window shades. These are really nicely made. This is something that I could have never done myself. They're magnetic, so you can leave them attached to the window or you can take them down. And they also have a nice feature where leave them halfway up, there's magnets, so you can still use the venting portion of the window. Our drawers, we used Blum hardware for our drawers as well. These are stainless steel, which look really nice. I could never afford to put these in my house, but when you've only got 4 drawers, why not? We use this for most of our silverware. I found that off-road silverware just makes a racket, so we tend to roll up our silverware to keep it quiet. We use an induction cooktop that we just get out when we need it. This cabinet has the microwave, the Instapot, which is just great in a van. One thing that makes this van unique is probably the seat system that we're using. At the time that I built this van, starting back in late 2016, there were no seat manufacturers that made pull-tested or crash-tested seats that had shoulder belts. I had to import the seat from the UK. It's made by the company Scopema. There's another company named Uberbus that adapts it to this Volkswagen rail system. So the whole idea here is, especially when my daughter was like 2 years old, she's not going to want to ride in the back of the van away from me. So this, you just pull a lever and you can slide it forward. So when we're driving, it's just like a passenger car. And with the seat all the way back, we have open floor space, which gives us a lot of room. It's really nice. And the seat is really easy to use to get it into bed mode. Put the headrests down. Flip the lever and pull this part forward. Drop this panel. We typically leave our sheets on the bed, so at that point, all I have to do is just pull the sheets over and we're ready for bed. So it is not some long process. The other thing that's really cool is the ability to change the angle of these. You can stop these anywhere. So that means you could turn this into a chase lounge. This bed is 6'2" long and it's about 44 inches wide. 2 of us sleep on it. It's a little bit cozy, but it works great for us. We can transport 4 people and then we can sleep 3. And then we built some storage into the underneath. So we try and keep light stuff here since it moves with the seat, but we typically keep our shoes and backpacks and camelbacks, bike helmets.
It's super comfortable. I love to sleep in it. I sleep in it every night we go camping. Have a mat under. Stuffed animals. When I get too big, I put my feet in here. And I'm ready.
Back here, we use this cabinet to store all of our bedding. And then once we go to bed, a lot of the stuff is out of the cabinet. And like my daughter mentioned, when she gets taller, this is going to be where her feet will go. So she's not allowed to get any taller than 5'10". That's how wide the van is. We also have another duplex AC outlet back here. And then this is a storage bay that we use for just a ton of stuff. Our camp chairs, awning handles, recovery gear, tools, and then we also have our traction boards in case we need them. In the rear, I installed some hair panel bed windows, and those are nice just to provide some extra ventilation. It's also nice when we leave the van in a really hot parking lot, we can open those up, turn the fan on, and they're too small for anyone to crawl through, so I feel like it's a good way to safely vent the van in the summer when you're away from it. This side, the L-track, actually holds our hot water heater that you saw under the sink. So when we want to shower, we hang the hot water heater, and then this black hose, it quick releases into a port right next to the trailer hitch, and that's the supply, the water supply to the hot water heater, and then this shower hose quick releases into it. And then we use the 1 pound propane bottles, and it just connects up, and we set the propane bottle in here when showering. And then for the shower, a friend was nice enough to make us a ripstop shower curtain, and we put this up using these magnets. So basically it starts here at this hinge with Velcro, it goes across, magnets here and here, and then magnets here and here. And we don't get water over here, and no water goes in the van. This box is our complete electrical system, so I'm pretty proud of how small it ended up. So in this box there is 200 amp hours of lithium battery, our 1000 watt inverter, and it runs our induction cooktop just fine. We run it on a lower setting and it still boils water. Some breakers for DC, the solar. This is the solar charge controller from Victron. A switch to turn off the battery, another switch to turn off the inverter, and then there's a Blue Sea fuse distribution block here. The wall panels are all 5.2 millimeter plywood, and then we used an 1/8 inch foam to give it, you know, some depth and a nice feel to it, and then we used a tweed fabric from Perfect Fit over the top of that. Keep in mind this van build is 4.5 years old, and there is not a mark on it. So for the electrical box on that side, this is my daughter's bed, of course, and then underneath it is the porta potty. And originally I bought this mostly for her, single guy traveling with a little girl, like stopping at rest stops and stuff and taking her into men's restrooms. No thank you. I bought it for her, but then I kept finding that I was using it and it has just worked out great for us. This is the pull down projector screen. So we pull that down, and then we have an LED projector that we thread into the ceiling, and then we've got a semi-big screen TV in the back of the van. We also have a Maxxair fan, so it's a 10-speed fan, runs forward and reverse, and then we typically use the remote control to control it since it's back here. Also have some lighting control over here, and so this is sort of the main switch for the lights. This is nice so that when you're stepping in and out of the van, you can just turn the lights on and off as you go. On the rear of the van, we're using a Thule bike rack. This is really nice. We used to have a hitch rack, and it was always in the way. And then we started looking into the ones that fold out of the way, and they're just really expensive. This is a pretty inexpensive setup, and I have a very short driveway. It's nice that when you're not using it, when you don't have bikes on it, this part folds up against the glass so it stays really low profile. Having the bikes up high, they get a lot less dusty than when they're down here, and it also makes it a little bit more difficult for someone to steal because they are so high. If I've learned one thing in the past few years, it's that we don't know when our time is up, and we need to live each day with intention. I have zero regrets with this van, and it has done exactly what it's supposed to do. Allow us to travel efficiently and comfortably anytime, anywhere, but most importantly, it brings us high quality time together without the distractions that exist in our normal work and school focused lives. All right, well, thank you for joining us for this tour, and you can find us on Instagram. It's our_caravan, and then we have a full YouTube channel that we have documented every single aspect of this build. You could pretty much watch every screw get turned into this van. Our YouTube is also Our Caravan.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
And we hope to see you on the road.
I hope you enjoyed that video. If you hadn't noticed, we do sell an ebook for how to convert a van. It has over 190 pages of detailed instructions and diagrams, also 25 video tutorials which are specifically for the ebook buyer. Creating a van for many people is obviously a really intimidating project, but I really believe, and I've seen it time and time and time again, that with the right information, anyone can turn out with a pretty decent van conversion. So check the link in the description, subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and drop us a comment if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.